Hi everybody, welcome back. My name's John and welcome to the Walled Garden at Minstead Lodge and to Minstead Trust's online day opportunity sessions. Today I'm going to show you how to take some cuttings of some herbs, and I've pre-mixed some cutting compost, which is just general purpose compost mixed with some grit. I mean, it's not the end of the world if you haven't got any grit, but it's just a bit of good fun that you can double the amount of plants you got without any cost really, or little cost. So we'll start with mint, and I've put this mobile work unit right by my herb bed today so we don't have to rush around the garden. So we take a scissors or a pruners and we cut the mint, cut some pieces of mint. I'm going to take 6 pieces at the moment. And one more piece. Right then. So, to take a cutting, I've pre-filled some pots with our cutting compost, and I've put a little bit of extra grit on the top, but it's not overly worried if you haven't got that. But to take a cutting with the mint, what we need to do is to cut it just below the leaf node, and that's where it's more likely to take root and it enhances root growth. So I take the bottom couple of pairs of leaves off, not me making a mess in my potting compost. And then equally, I pinch out the tip, and that's to stop its apical growth. So it naturally would want to grow from the top. So we're encouraging it to grow from the stem and from the base. So for mint cuttings, we make a dibber hole. You could use a pencil or anything you like. And down the edge of the compost. And then slip the cutting in and firm around. I'll show you once more. So cut it just below the leaf node. Take the bottom couple of sets of leaves off. Pinch out the growth. Make a dibber hole and slot it in. Now you can carry on, you can put 4 or 5 cuttings in this bowl. And I've used an earthenware pot. You can use plastic ones. I just used earthenware because it's actually made out of earth and it would sort of take away the excess water. So I'm just going to put it in a bath. You can put it in a bowl at home to soak. And then later on I'll tell you what to do with all the cuttings. So that's mint in cutting compost. Another way to do mint is the same principle of taking away a leaf node. Just cut below a leaf node again. Take away some of the growth. Pinch out the tip. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put it in a glass of water. But I mean, I've got grit in this. That was just to stop it because it's quite blowy today and it's going to blow them away. And so I haven't got the aid of an inside opportunity today. So anyway, so you can just place them literally in a cup of water on your windowsill in the kitchen, and just make sure you change the water every 2 or 3 days because it just does become a little rancid, and I don't think people will be very happy in your house. So again, take away the lower leaves, pinch out the growing tip and place it in there. Then probably after 10 to 12 days you should see roots growing on the stem, and then we can put them all into normal compost pots. So there's our example of mint. So our next cutting we're going to show you is sage. So like before, here's some we planted last year, and I'm going to take just 4 sage cuttings just to show you the example. So I'm picking off quite new growth, making sure I cut them long enough. So these will make lots of new plants exactly like the parent plant. So then you can give them to your friends and family and everybody else. And have a good fun just trying to grow them, really. It's just quite interesting that you can actually grow things from cuttings. So the same principle again. I'm going to cut it just below the leaf node, like so. Take away the two bottom leaves. And again, the principle is the same. I'm going to pinch out the growing bud, which is a little bit more awkward on a stage, but okay, that's done. And then another pot. I'm making a dibber hole. Place the cutting in, firm around. And then again, you can put 4 or 5 round. Plenty of room. Take away the cuttings. Pinch out the growing tip. And then I'm going to put a little bit of coarse grit in. And really that's just to stop it dampening off. I mean, you can use vermiculite, and if you haven't got anything, you'll have to just grin and bear it with the compost. But you know, give it a go. It's worth a go. And then I'm putting that into soak as well. And the last one I'm going to show you is rosemary. Now underneath the table I've got some prepared. So, excuse me. There we go, look. I've just cut that off a rosemary bush which is higher up. I haven't actually got any rosemary just growing by the side of me. So I'm going to show you the technique for this. And just about, I mean it's basically the same. Is just below the leaf node again. But I'm going to strip off at least a third of the branch on this one. On the stem, sorry. So I stripped off at least a third of it. And then what I'm going to do with a knife or a secateurs is I'm just going to scar the stem. So I'm just peeling some of the bark off, because this one's quite hard. And that will encourage more growth. So again, into our potting compost, our cutting compost. I'll show you one more on this example. Cut off at the leaf node. Strip it down to about a third of its growth. I'm scarring it a little bit along the side, like so. And again, I would put another 4 or 5 in there, and I'm again covering it with grit to just stop it dampening off, really. It stands more of a chance. But don't worry, like I said, if you haven't got it. And then I'm going to show you, you can do this, you can grow them exactly the same as the mint version in the water. So I'm just going to cut off below the leaf node, strip the foliage off again for a third, and just scar the stem. And then I'm going to put it in like the mint. I'm going to stick it in water, and that again will form roots exactly the same as the mint. So I'll do one more. Again, strip off, scar the stem like so, and pop it into the water. So again, I would put 4 or 5 in there just to add to your chances, and hopefully, you know, you'll get 5 if you're lucky, and if not, you'll get anything from 1 to 5. So what I would do then with all this, I'm going to put this into my propagator. It's just that it's a sort of a misty situation, and it stands more chance. But equally, you can put it on a windowsill. I wouldn't put it into direct sunlight again, because you know, they're very easily wilt in this weather. So, in the earlier sessions, people were asking me how to divide runner beans if you planted them all in a block, and I have one here